Hi everyone, it's Thursday, so it's Dede here to answer Heather's question of the week. What do I think about e-texts? Heather, I first heard that question and I went, oh really? Honestly, I haven't really thought about e-texts. So I need to sort of explain, I haven't had to think about it much. If I lived a different lifestyle, a former lifestyle where I was commuting, riding public transportation a lot, man, I'd have one of those. Being able to read books, magazines, articles on a real small reader, easy to carry around, makes a lot of sense. But my current lifestyle, I don't have a lot of time for pleasure reading. I take one class a semester, so maybe a textbook or two per semester. I really haven't even thought of an alternative. I've actually sort of wanted that textbook, or if the readings are online, like the current class for the Moodle, I read them online, or if I want to take them with me, I just assume you print them out. Sorry, killed a few trees there. So I really hadn't thought about an e-reader for myself. I know about them. I hear about them from my kids. The middle school would allow a student to bring an e-reader to read during silent reading time. Couple of things I thought about that. Since we didn't own one, I didn't think it was something to go invest in and send it off to school to get broken or perhaps even lost. But that wasn't as much of a consideration as just the thought of, well, not all kids are going to have one. Does my kid need one? Do I want to set my kid up to be one that has one if nobody else does or few other people do? So we just haven't gone there. We're book readers, hard copy readers. But I really do appreciate all the tips that I've heard about the different e-readers, and I'm actually glad I haven't invested yet because now I have a little better idea of what I would think about before I do go investing in an e-reader. And actually, the more I hear about it, I'm thinking that the iPad and all of its functionality would probably be a better match for our family's needs. So that might be on the holiday gift list for this year. So that's my answer to e-texts. I wish I had more to say, and maybe sometime in the future I will. It's my turn this week to ask the next question for the group. So my question is, and I will answer it myself also today, the question is, has technology made your life easier? So I answer that for myself. Well, depends how you talk about life, and just briefly in life in general, oh yeah, technology makes life a lot easier. I'm really happy to have a gas cooktop and an electric oven and a refrigerator and a washing machine and a dryer and all of that. In that terms, yes, technology has definitely made life easier. But in professional life, which is I think where I focus on more in this class, I have to say yes and no. Yes, technology has made my life easier in that I'm more reachable. I provide services to students. I'm a student services professional and career services. So it means I need to be available and accessible to students. Technology certainly has made that easier. Catch me on the phone, mobile phone, email, anytime. And even better, the general supply of information on the internet has made it such that in many cases students don't need to contact me for what they might have contacted me for in past years, even 3, 4, 5 years ago. The questions have changed. The amount of questions have changed. On the other hand, though, technology has not made my life easier for the same reasons. Because I'm so accessible, there are some students who ask a question every time, every little question. So they'll pick up the phone and they'll call sometimes, but more often they'll email. And each question is just a part of a larger question. So it's this back and forth and back and forth. And sometimes I just, I feel like screaming, like, figure it out yourself. And so, you kind of gulp and you help students figure it out themselves. You kind of help them identify what their larger question is, where they can get some of that information, at what point they really need me, and at what point they can be figuring this out themselves. So that's a little bit of frustration, and many times it seems like it's not making it easier to have the technology because people get more reliant on you. And along with that comes just the volume of email. It's impossible to keep up with. At some point you have to just decide what you're able to handle and what's just not going to happen. And that's a very unprofessional in many levels, but it's a reality. And then the other part of it is that with email being so quick, there's this expectation that if it's so quick to send a question, it should be very quick to get the answer back. And that doesn't always happen that way either. And that disappoints people, and it leads to a higher stress level. So in that way, no, technology has not made my life easier. But in general, I'll wrap up and say yes, technology really has made my life as a career services professional a lot easier. Primarily the job board. Wow, to have every job opportunity available on a job board for any student who's paying attention and participating in the recruiting process to submit a resume, that's made life a lot easier. To have every company that's recruiting students have a website with general information about what their company does, what the product is, what the company culture is, the recruiting process on their website, etc., that's made life a lot easier. To have professional networking sites such as LinkedIn available so that students can reach out to alumni who are working in that company and find out a lot more about the company before they even write the cover letter or submit the resume, that's made life a lot easier. I could go on and on. So for all of my frustration and seeming like I'm grumbling about the impact of technology on my professional life, I really do want to say that yes, technology has made my life easier. That's it for now. Talk to you next week.